You Alright, testing 1, 2, testing 1, 2. Testing, testing. How's everybody doing? Hey, Brandon. Hey, Carlos. Same here, Adam. Yeah, that would have been a nice addition. Alrighty, folks, welcome to another stream. Tonight we are playing some more Doom. This time for the Sega 32X. I actually have multiple playthroughs of the 32X version on my channel. Either my first or my second long play ever on my channel back in 2010 or 2011 was Doom for the 32X. And then I revisited it probably 4 or 5 years later to do a full Let's Play of it live on the spot, which I did. And 4 or 5 years after that, we've now got a live stream of the game. This time, we're going to be trying to play the game on Nightmare mode. So, Doom has 5 different difficulties, Nightmare being the hardest. In the PC version of Nightmare, enemies constantly respawn. They do not do that in this version of the game, but they do. Enemies do still have similar traits to how they work in PC Nightmare, where they're basically on the fast setting, where they just zip around the screen really fast. Their projectiles are insanely quick, and enemies like Pinky Demons just fly across the screen like they're on speed or something. So this will be kind of an interesting experience. One of the things about 32X Doom, and actually pretty much, I think just about every version of console Doom back in the day, if you die, you go back to the beginning of a stage with just the pistol. So the thing about this run is that it's just really difficult to recover if you die. So, you know, there might be a couple moments where we just reset and we start over and just start from the beginning so we can try to go through the whole game with all of our weapons. But yeah, I don't really know how this is going to go. I did not practice this or anything, so this is just, you know, we're just going to try this on the fly and see what happens here. So, yeah, this is, for those of you guys that haven't seen it, this is the 32X version of Doom. It's a version of Doom that, you know, a lot of people like to crap on, but for 1994 when it came out, it was one of the very first console ports of Doom alongside the Jaguar version. It's still very playable today. It's a lot of fun. It's still Doom. There are lots of issues that people like to complain about, but as far as like a nice little compact version of Doom, this is it. Like, it's got 17 stages. It doesn't take, you know, a day and a half to get through. You know, you can sit down with it in one sitting. You can skip to any of the first 15 levels you want, or you can play through the whole thing, and even that doesn't take that long. So it's a nice little compact version of Doom with some interesting traits, and it surprisingly actually plays really well. I'm going to be using a Sega Genesis 6-button controller today, which actually helps the experience. If you ever play this version, make sure you're using a 6-button controller, because there's some extra functionality that's very important, like being able to hold down the mode button and then press any of the 6 face keys to quick swap to any weapon in your inventory. So there's a lot of good stuff like that some people actually don't know about. So yeah, definitely use a 6-button controller for this. So I'm gonna actually head over to Doom World real quick. So some of you guys were complaining that I was taking too long to start up, and so there are a couple of reasons why it takes me so long. For one, Today I was just running late. I woke up late. I like slept through my alarm by a half an hour to 45 minutes. So that got me on a late start. Two, I like to leave the stream running for a little bit before I start because people trickle in slowly on these streams. Not everybody is aware of the stream when I schedule it earlier on in the day, and it takes them a while to realize I'm actually live. And so I want to give people time to come in and be here at the start when we actually start the stream. And two, I've just got other stuff. You know, I've got trying to eat, you know, so I woke up late. I had to preheat the oven to cook some food, and then I had to eat said food. I had to update some slides for the Patreon backers and stuff like that. I just have a whole bunch of stuff to do, and so, but yeah, letting the stream running for a little bit though is always good to allow people to get here before we start. And for anyone that wants to complain, go run your own YouTube channel and see how it is, and then come back to me before you act entitled. So just chill out, enjoy some Doom. It's gonna be a fun stream. It's gonna be a good one, and yeah. So I saw Leo out there, and Brandon, Samuel. Yeah, don't worry about it, Samuel. Hernando, I haven't seen you in a little while, Hernando. Doom stream is always welcome. I'm doing good, thank you, thank you. And Samuel Radley. Cool Nightmare Mode, hell yeah. And Carlos, Mario Mania. We got Pip, yep, Adam Pearson, John Smith, Nick, doing great. Katana Gaming, Hyped to Snipe, and the X-Wizard. I wish I knew how to make ROM hacks. An episode 3 ROM hack would be great. So there is actually a ROM hack out there for 32X Doom that basically takes the Jaguar levels and basically crams them into the 32X version of the game. So one of the downsides to the 32X Doom is that sorry, I'm actually making a post online right now. Hold on. Going live with 32X Doom, a nightmare setting. Starting now. And then I'm going to post a link to my stream. There we go. But yeah, so the Jaguar version of the game actually has a bunch of levels from episode 3 in it. It's not all the episode 3 levels, but it has a bunch of them. And there is a ROM hack out there that actually adds those to the 32X version of the game. So, yeah, you could look for that. I actually thought I had a copy of that hack. I'll have to try to fire it up sometime, see how it works, and then give it a try. So, but all right, I did my post on Doom World. Maybe we'll get some other Doomers in here, and Doom World has a running Doom streams thread. So, since we're streaming Doom, we'll see if we can get some other people in here. I usually do that when I stream Doom on Twitch. So yeah, before we jump into the game, guys, I want to give a shout out to a couple of patrons. So first off, big shout out to MacX Arcade, who actually backed the channel yesterday, actually earlier today. So Mac, I know you're probably not out there right now, but if you see this in the future, thank you very much for your support. Likewise, shout out to Michael Tyler, who I woke up and saw that he actually raised his pledge, his monthly pledge, so he's supporting more now. So thank you, Michael, for that. I really appreciate it, dude. For anyone that wants to get my Let's Plays early, for instance, I've got Bare Knuckle 3 up on Patreon right now, which is the Japanese Streets of Rage 3. If you support the channel, you can access that right now. So, yeah, links in the description box below. Likewise, thanks to everyone that's doing super chats and channel members. Big shout out to Society of Sin, who actually did a big super chat on Saturday's Halo Combat Evolved stream. That archive is up, by the way, for anyone curious. So check my channel for that. Thanks again, Society. Society's been a long-time supporter and a big supporter with the super chat, so thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate it. It helps me out a ton. So, but yeah, thanks, guys, for all your support. And so with that, let's try to play some freaking Doom. So, hey, PlayStation Paul, what's going on, dude? Yeah, hey man, thanks for saying hi. If you have to lurk, that's cool. Lurking is cool. I really appreciate it when you guys take a moment to at least say hi or something like that. It lets me know who's watching the content on the streams and whatnot. So yeah, thanks Paul, I appreciate it. And if you end up passing out on the stream, then have a good night's rest. So here we go. We've got music on or off. We've got sound effects on or off. We got control settings and whatnot. So it looks like it's run is A, fires B, use is C. The use key is going to be our strafe key as well. And so what I'm going to do is actually, for some of the playthrough, I'm going to be using all three fingers, or an individual finger on each button of each A, B, and C button, the main three buttons, in order to play a little bit more accurately and faster. So that way I can use run and strafe at the same time to make life a little bit easier. The Lane Bucket says, I'll say hello for the first time. Love your content. Hey, well, thank you for saying hello. Welcome to the stream. And Joseph, what's going on? And Office. I missed Office out there. What's going on, Office? And Venom. Let's see. We'll watch the archive if you pass out. Hell yeah. The Japanese Streets of Rage 3 was easier than the American version. Yes, it's much easier. Yeah, it's much, much easier. Jason Gulliver, welcome to the stream. Hey, on there, what's going on? Is this a full playthrough, all episodes? Well, there aren't really episodes in this game. You only have 17 levels. The 17th one is actually unlocked when you, if you go through the game from start to finish, straight through. So if you skip to any of these levels and then play until the end of the game, the game will just end at map 15. Map 16 is the hidden level that's accessed coincidentally on this demo that's playing in the background. Level 3. And then level 17 opens up if you go through the entire thing starting from level 1 and beating the game start to finish. So, hey Kazuya, welcome back. Yeah, good to see you. Dustin, welcome back. Talus, what's going on? You've been lurking, but since you mentioned it, here I am. Nice. Chris is also a lurker. Well, thanks for saying hello, guys. Thanks for popping in. So, yeah, Streets of Rage is called Bare Knuckle in Japan. It's not Streets of Rage. Yeah, so. Okay. Go ahead and hit start, and we'll do Nightmare Mode. Carlos, this version was rushed, so yeah, we don't really need to take, we don't really need to go down that route, conversationally. But if we want to go down that route, isn't it weird that the Super Nintendo version only got 22 levels and the Jaguar version got more? And the Super Nintendo version came out later. Yeah, let's not go down that route. Let's just chill out, enjoy some 32X Doom, and some Doom in general on Nightmare Mode, so alright, I don't even know if we're gonna have the capability to do this, but we're going to try. So, one thing about Nightmare Mode is enemies do shoot insanely fast. And, so I want to try to take things relatively slow on this playthrough. When I play Doom, I normally play, very, very fast. But not in this case in this playthrough. Like, I've already lost, half my health. And I haven't warmed up or anything either, so it is going to take a little while for me to get the hang of things again. We're gonna sort of play it a little bit like Wolfenstein 3D. It's almost like we can call it Wolfen Doom. Just to play things, play relatively safe. So, and there we go. So we got some imps up top. We're gonna go ahead and try to take them out. And yeah, so trying to get the hang of the controls here. And let me grab this shotgun. Yes, the BFG is in the game, but only with a cheat code, absolutely. Yeah, so there are several, downgrades in this version of the game. So, Carlos kindly pointed out that, it only has so many stages, 17 to be exact. But it also, enemies always face you at all times, and so You know, the enemy turning animations and whatnot are just completely missing. Most of the levels have been cut down, and as you can see, some of them have been modified, like the sort of the fence that's in the PC version is no longer here. Although if we want to talk about Super Nintendo Doom, it doesn't even have a wall. Yeah, lots of other things like that. As you can see, the screen size, it's not completely full screen. That's never actually bothered me. That's a common complaint. Like, oh, it's not full screen. It's like, well, it's still a good screen size, though. It's not like 3DO Doom where you have to crank it all the way down to, you know, to a postage stamp size to get it to actually work or play well. Oh, that's a different story for another day. That's, if you guys want to hear that story, I actually have a full live stream archive of 3DO Doom on Ultraviolence. And I was playing with the screen maxed out via a cheat code without even realizing it. So the game ran, oh, it ran so bad. But yeah, that's an interesting story. Hey, Wayne. Wayne says this was his first Doom. Yeah, this was a lot of people's first Doom. A lot of console players' first Doom back in the day. But yeah, a lot of people like to complain about the music. I don't really have an issue with it, personally myself, because it's very comparable to the original ad-lib soundtrack. For people on PCs using ad-lib sound cards, which was very common when Doom originally came out. Yeah, I don't think this is really a bad version to play. Like I said, you can see like how quickly I'm actually playing this. It's quite snappy in the controls department. It's actually faster than the Jaguar version when it comes to control responsiveness. The Jaguar version does run at a slightly better frame rate, but for some reason the controls are sluggish, a little more sluggish in that version. Not unplayably sluggish or anything. I'm just saying compared to 32X Doom, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't control as snappy, which is actually quite interesting. Speaking of Jaguar Doom, I think we need to do an updated stream of that sometime soon. Maybe I'll try a Nightmare run on that on stream. I was actually a long time ago when I was doing dedicated long plays as opposed to live Let's Plays. I tried doing a Nightmare run on Jag Doom as a long play because people had requested it. I had gotten a bunch of comments on my previous long plays for the game asking to do a long play, Nightmare long play on Jag Doom. Hell, I think Talus in the chat out there, if he's still there, I think he actually requested it. I think he might have been one of the very first to request it. I had a couple of requests way back in the day. And I just couldn't do it. I would get to map, like, I don't know, 15 or 16 or something and die, and then I just couldn't recover. But I also wasn't as good at Doom back then, though. You know, I've been playing Doom for a long time, and I've been really playing Doom more these last 4 years in particular. Sort of discovering Doom WODs and more difficult map sets. So yeah, we might have to revisit that idea and try to do it on a live stream and see what happens. So... Alright, so just gonna take things kind of slow here. Yeah. Yeah, this version of Doom is, it's a fun version of Doom. You know, the Jaguar version of Doom, PlayStation Doom, they're all great ports. I think PS1 Doom is by far the best from the time period. There are things I like more about Jaguar Doom. But the PlayStation version of Doom is the best all-around version of console Doom from back then. But 32X, you know, it's really fun too. It's a really fun version of the game despite some of the cutbacks that we talked about. And one of the nice things about this version of Doom in this day and age is that it's a really common 32X game, and so if you actually have a 32X and you want a good game on the system, this is a really good, cheap game. So, you know, it doesn't cost an arm and a leg. If you want to get the Jaguar version, you're going to be paying at least $50 for that thing. Maybe more if you want a box copy. A box 32X Doom is like $10 or $15, and it is still really fun to play. So, good game to add to the collection. And let me figure out... Okay, so X and Y switch my weapons up and down. and they actually switch pretty quickly in this version. And then if I hold down the mode button and then press A, I go straight to my pistol. If I hold down the mode button and press X, let's see, not X, C, I go straight to my chain gun. So that's a really nice feature as well, which will come in handy once I get the plasma gun and once I get the rocket launcher. I'll be able to switch my weapons a lot faster. So again, anyone that plays this version of the game, make sure you're playing with the 6-button controller so you can take advantage of those extra commands. So also, if you press Z, you do have an auto map in this game, which is nice. So you've also got a grid for some reason. You can actually zoom in and zoom out of the auto map. I don't know if I can zoom in further than that. No, there we go. So you can do a smooth zoom with A and B. So check this out. So very cool. I'm really glad they added the or kept the auto map in this version of the game. It's a very nice feature. So, all right. The Zombies Ate My Neighbors Doom mod. I know there was a video going around just recently about it. I haven't actually played it yet myself, but that is something I definitely want to check out. I watched a video of it and it looked really cool. The Zombies Ate My Neighbors was one of my favorite Super Nintendo games for the longest time. And speaking of which, that's another game I need to learn how to beat. I never could finish the final boss. So one thing I'm doing with the chain gun is I'm not just like, you know, unloading my clips like crazy or unloading my ammo like crazy. With the chain gun, if you just tap it, it's basically 100% accurate all the way across the screen, and that goes for your pistol as well. So let's see if we can sort of demonstrate. Oh, there are no decals in the wall, so I can't show you. But you can actually see, you can see the smoke. Look at the smoke going from left to right. That's the accuracy of my bullets. See, it's kind of going all over the place. Now, if I just tap it like this, it's always 100% accurate. And it's the same for the chain gun as well. So when you use these, you know, these guns, you know, the pistol and the chain gun in particular, you want to make sure you're not just, you know, unleashing all your ammo at once. You want to just tap the fire button lightly. And zombie soldiers usually only take a couple of hits, so you know you can afford to just not constantly shoot. So kind of like this. Now, ammo consumption is more important on this run because you know, enemies are a lot more difficult. Although, interestingly, I don't know if it's because of the lower frame rate, but I'm getting this feeling that, like, projectiles aren't going as quickly as they normally should be. I'm gonna come down here to this secret as well. Since I can't see what I'm doing, I am going to unleash all my bullets. Alright, let's come over here. I'm gonna kill this imp all the way across the way, and try to kill these guys down here. Okay, I could just fall down, but I'm going to take this route instead, just so I can actually sort of see what I'm doing. Yeah, nice secret up there. And there's going to be a room full of guys here. So I can go ahead and just take things relatively safe. So I don't really have many concerns about failing at the early parts of the game. As you can see, I've got over 100 health. I've got 100% armor. Lots of ammo. PlayStation Paul, the enemies only respawn in the original computer game and the versions that are based on that. So PC version and then ports based on that. Like the original Xbox version, the Xbox 360 version, PS3 version, so on and so forth. This is where the game starts getting a little more difficult though, because you open up this door and you've got enemies on all sides of the screen. Lots of hit scanners, as the zombie soldiers are known as. Basically enemies that hurt you just by line of sight. They don't actually fire visible projectiles that you can dodge. If they see you, they can hit you. That's how it works. Those are called hit scan enemies. So this is a very dangerous room. And so this is where the game sees a big difficulty spike. Samuel was playing GBA Doom earlier. Very nice. That's a very fun version of Doom. All right, let me. And that version of Doom is actually based on, you know, like the 32X and Jaguar versions of Doom. Technically, Jaguar version of Doom. So you're gonna see the exact same level designs. You're gonna see a lot of the same texture work and whatnot. Yeah, it really helps playing, resting a finger on each of the 3 main face buttons on the Genesis controller. You can play a lot faster that way. Makes it a little more reminiscent of, say, PC Doom. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and come back here because there's some health. There's that health pack I'm going to save. I'm going to grab this health pack, just so I don't have to run back as far if I do need that other one. So we're going to have to play very safe and really be aware of our surroundings and item placements if we want to survive. So, okay, no imp here. This is going to open up a door right over here, which we're not going to go through right now, but we will go through later. And I'm down to 50% armor, so I will take that. Armor reduces the amount of damage you take, so you definitely want as much of that as you can. This is a little bit of a secret here. You can actually see some enemies. That's actually the room leading to our secret map. There's one secret map, one normal secret map, I will say, in the game. Try to get my aim going right here. Gonna play a little bit like Halo on Legendary mode, where you basically sit behind cover for half the playthrough. Oops, I grabbed that med pack and I didn't actually want to grab it. I wanted to save that. So enemies can damage each other in this version. Now they won't, I don't believe they turn around. Actually no, I think I read recently that they do actually infight, but because they always look at you at the same, you know, at all times, you don't see them actually visibly turn around to fight each other. We'll have to see, we'll have to watch out for that as we go through this playthrough. Bedtime for Andy. I didn't even know Andy was out there, but alright Andy, have a good night. Alright, so let's go ahead and come back here. Trying to beat this game on Nightmare definitely does require you to know the levels kind of in and out, you know, inside and out. Which fortunately I do, because I've been playing Doom for such a long time. You know, Doom levels, aside from some of the secrets, because I've never been like a 100% secret kind of guy. I don't really spend time looking for all the secrets and whatnot. You know, I've just played the base game so many times that I know where pretty much you know, all the enemies are, and where they're gonna spawn, things like that. So that definitely helps a lot with this run. So, you know, Nightmare on console, it's not like Nightmare on PC, where enemies are constantly respawning. That's a whole different kind of challenge, and a very fun challenge that I want to try to go back to attempting sometime soon. But enemies still, they attack very quickly, they do more damage, they're more aggressive. So you still have to be very careful. And remember, there are no, you know, mid-level saves or anything like that. There's no quick saving. And if you die, you have to do the whole level over again, starting with just the pistol. So you have to pistol start the level. So completing this run is still not the easiest thing out there. So what you saw me doing, that stairwell outside, or leading into this area, I should say, there's an invisible line that you cross. There's a line that you cross that lowers that one wall. And let's go ahead and not use the rocket launcher right now. And that will unlock that soul sphere. and then when you exit that room with the soul sphere in it, it'll lower the other wall, which takes us to the rocket launcher. 2 more weeks until Doom Eternal. That's right, guys. I've already got it pre-ordered. Hopefully Steam lets me preload it a day early. I don't know if they do that or not, because I've never actually pre-ordered anything on Steam before. Alright, so this is going to open up right here. Just like so. And so that's actually really good to know. So you'll know that if you cross this line, it opens up that door. But crossing a little bit further opens up this door. So you don't want both doors to open up at the same time. Alright, let's go ahead and switch back to the, not the rocket launcher. Preferably my shotgun. So we can use some shotgun shells here. I'm not actually done with this level yet, though. What I want to do is go find a secret. This is the exit room, just like so, and we can open this up. And let's go ahead and just fall down here. So one of the big changes is in the original PC version, this slime is much farther down. If you fall into it, you can't get back up. So in the early ports of the game, they really slimmed down the complexity of some of the rooms, which actually makes some of those rooms a little bit easier. They're not as dangerous to go through because, you know, there's no endless pit, or not, there's no pit in there that you can't escape from. So the room's not as dangerous as it was in the original PC game or the Super Nintendo game. Some of the Super Nintendo levels were more faithful to the original PC game's levels, which was actually quite interesting. I feel like there might be someone behind me. Let's check. Okay, no one's behind me. I don't really care about taking damage here because there should be... I actually don't remember if it's here or not. There should either be a soul sphere and mega armor, or just mega armor. Mega armor is the blue armor that will put your armor percentage all the way up to 200. As far as, like, defensive items are concerned, you know, like health refills, soul sphere, and mega armor. Mega armor is by far the best. It's almost like giving yourself a massive health boost with how much damage it absorbs. There's another chainsaw in case you missed the first one. Yep. Soul spheres are also known as supercharges. It has 2 names, funny enough. Well, okay, yeah, these fireballs are coming out a lot faster now. Yeah, so you can see how... Look at that. 1, 2, 3. Oh, man. That's crazy. Yeah, on the first couple levels, it didn't really seem like the fireballs were all that aggressive or fast, but now you can see things really starting to pick up. So, alright, I don't need to go back to the exit. I'm going to go ahead and do this one, because this is the secret exit, which is going to take us to our secret level. Normally I skip this when I do streams, but since 32X Doom only has 17 levels total, we will go ahead and do it. Are we live streaming Doom Eternal on day of release? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try it at least on Twitch. Probably not YouTube. I just need to see if it actually, you know, captures properly. Oh yeah, and they changed the music for this level too, which is very interesting. I actually like that change, to be honest with you. For some reason, the music track used on this level, normally, I just have never really cared for. It's one of my least favorite tracks in Doom. So the changes to the Phobos anomaly track, I think is kind of welcome, especially with that red sky. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just trying to take it safe here because there are zombie soldiers that, yeah, should be down there. Trying to play it safe here. Trying to play it safe. Let's wait for these pinkies. They're not as... They don't look as fast as they are in the Jaguar version, which is interesting. Jaguar pinkies on Nightmare are like Nightmare mode pinkies on the PC Doom, where they just zip across the screen like crazy. Kazuya's hyped for the Doom 64 port to Switch, yeah. Level design in that game is top notch. To each their own. But I won't say anything more. I've talked much about Doom 64 on my channel. Not in the greatest light, but I am really glad that they're doing an updated port of it. I've wanted to play it again, but Doom 64 EX on PC, the mouse support just doesn't work right for me, so it just doesn't feel very good to play. So hopefully, you know, that's tweaked on the PC updated port. Has anyone tried the Vita port of Doom? I have not. So in the PC version of the game, enemies actually spawn in on that star, or that pentagram. And that doesn't happen in this version. This wall opens up and reveals all the enemies. So that's an interesting change. But we do have our Berserk pack here. My upscaler setup, I use a XRGB Mini Framemeister. And so I'm running my Genesis Model 2 with 32X into the Framemeister. And then that runs into my capture card. I do also have an open source scan converter, but I only use it with specific consoles. Like my GameCube with Game Boy Advance, or Game Boy Player, I should say. Because I have a PAL GameCube with with RGB, and the different timings on, you know, the PAL system kind of adds a lot of interference with, you know, in my or it looks like interference or noise or a wavy picture through my Framemeister, whereas the picture is nice and stable through my OSSC. So yeah, I have both of those, and I'll use them interchangeably depending on what I'm doing. But mostly I use the Framemeister because it works really well, and it's just a good stable workhorse basically. It's treated me quite well over the last almost 4 years that I've had it. There's a version of Kage on the NES that was only released in Japan. You mean Legend of Kage? Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me. Samuel bought Doom 1, 2, and 3 on Switch. Nice. I told myself I wouldn't, but I ended up buying Doom 1 and 2 on Switch last weekend. Because they were half off. Actually, no, they were 75% off. They were like $1.50 each. So I paid $3 to have them. I did check the new downloadable WAD implementation. So that's kind of cool, being able to play like Sigil or TNT, you know, Evolution on the console Dooms. Very nice feature. It's an NES game that was only named Kage. Okay, Word. Yo, DJ, how you doing, man? You couldn't beat that deal. Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, being the Doom fan I am, I have to have Doom on every platform, right? So I was like, well, I might as well buy them. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. So, in Doom, you've got a thing called strafe running. So, you can, if you strafe left and right and you run, you know, you run at a certain speed, but if you strafe diagonally, you actually end up running a lot faster. And there's a trick you can do here at the end where you actually just skip the gap completely by strafe running over it. Let me actually switch through my weapons here. I just want to see where my ammo's at. So, ammo's at 69 for the chain gun. Let's go ahead and switch back over to the shotgun here. Yeah, no, the deal stopped after the weekend, unfortunately. But it'll happen again. That is not the first time those games have gone on sale so much recently. Alright, so I want to play this part really safe, because if I mess this up, I have to go down in that green goop. So let's go ahead and activate these pinkies down here. There are no specters in this game either. So specters are the, you know, transparent versions of the pinkies, or translucent versions. In the PC version, they're almost invisible. They've got this weird squiggly effect, which is really awesome. That was an effect that wasn't replicated on pretty much any console port back in the day, which is unfortunate, but in PS1 Doom, oops, let's go ahead and try this again. We're going to try this a bunch of times because I do want that backpack. In PS1 Doom, they were just, you know, transparent, like, gray versions of pinkies. So this is tough to do right here. You really have to kind of know how to strafe run. Oh, and I missed the ammo. This part's much easier with keyboard and mouse, I will say. Let's try to do it like this. And I missed it again. Oops. Trying to just walk backwards into it. Alright, should be right here. I feel like I'm playing Sunder. Oh my god. This is bad. Alright, one last try, and then I'll just give up. Because this is a little too cumbersome. I keep getting stuck on the walls, too. There we go. Just to take it really slow and just run straight forward. Have I played Heretic? Yes, I have a full Let's Play on my channel, actually. See if I could just kind of skim across like this. Yep, got it. Okay. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is switch back over to our chain gun here. And like I said, if you strafe run, you can actually strafe run across that gap. But I want to be prepared to fail, so let's try this. So we want to strafe at an angle, like so, and we got it. So that actually skips that whole section. That's one of the most dangerous sections in the game. So, oh, that's actually level 17. Okay, I thought the bonus stage was actually level 16. So, glad we actually figured that out. So, the actual final level in the game is level 16. So. Alright, so making progress. We're actually making decent progress, although, you know, some of these levels aren't all that challenging. Some of the early levels aren't too bad, basically. It's some of the later levels that we really have to worry about, where ammo becomes a little more scarce. Carla, I think most people have heard of the Angry Video Game Nerd that watch retro gaming videos on YouTube. Actually, you know what? No, I've never heard of the Angry Video Game Nerd. I have no idea what you're talking about. Do tell me more. Alright, some mega armor there. So we got 200 armor again. Again, that's really important, having that 200 armor. Fortunately, the base zombie soldiers are, you know, they're still as dumb as, you know, a box of rocks. But the shotgunners, on the other hand, you've got to really watch out for them because they're much more accurate and they do a lot more damage. Leo, it's just it's a show, man. It's like a character. But yeah, the shtick is that the character gets angry. He's toned down a lot in the, you know, as he's gotten older. But the shtick is still there, you know. Every video has him screaming something. Some of the stuff is actually really funny. Like, I really love the Ikari Warriors episode from many years ago. But I don't really watch many episodes these days. And I didn't really watch many in the beginning either. That was one of those shows I just kind of skipped out on. But there was a period where I was watching, you know, probably 2013 to like 2015, I was watching probably every episode. But these last few years I haven't really watched any. I guess Leo doesn't like humor. Humor is below Leo. Leo doesn't like to laugh. Trying to just focus here. Some of these parts are pretty dangerous, like this one right here. You like to laugh when it's something that's funny to you. Well, how do you know it's not funny to you? You haven't even watched it. You're judging before actually experiencing it. That's what I'm kind of poking fun at, is you judging it without even knowing what it really is. Alright, so fun little thing here. Apparently there's an enemy on the other side of the wall that the splash damage actually connects with. So. But yeah, I mean, if anyone watches something like the Angry Video Game Nerd and like doesn't like it, I totally get that. But like I said, I'm just kind of giving Leo a hard time about judging before actually watching any of the episodes. Some people, you know, will hate just based on, you know, some random things they've heard. Other times people will hate just because something's popular, and AVGN is the most popular retro thing on YouTube. Has always been, and probably, well, at this point in time, always will be. But it is the sort of thing where, like, you do want to judge for yourself. You don't want to just, you know, take someone's random casual word and just, you know, take it as the gospel. So. No, Wayne. That label, that prestigious label, goes to D-Force on Super Nintendo. Revolutionized Let's Plays? Not really. He wasn't really doing Let's Plays until more recently. Recently in like the grand scheme of his career on YouTube, which has been since 2006 or 2007. A long time. Let's Plays have been around on YouTube since the beginning of YouTube as well. I would say other channels probably had more of an effect on Let's Playing on YouTube. Hey Ian, what's going on, man? D-Force mentioned twice in a day. Sigh. That is true, Venom. We actually talked about it on Twitch earlier today. By the way, guys, I had one of those new Coke energies that Coke is advertising all over the damn internet. I bought one. I'm drinking one right now. It's disgusting. Don't drink them. You don't remember any LPs on YouTube from 2006 to 2007? Maybe you weren't looking for them. But yeah, in 2006 to 2007, retro gaming content in general, and gaming content in general on YouTube was a very, very small thing. YouTube was very small back then, and like, you could, you know, if you made a quality video, you could get on the front page of YouTube. So there were guys like, you know, Angry Video Game Nerd was one. That show got on the front page of YouTube quite a bit. Happy Video Game Nerd was another. You know, he was a play on the Angry Video Game Nerd. Alright, so I do have to actually be really careful on this level because there are just lots of places where you can just get swarmed by enemies, or enemies can surprise you, and you take a lot of damage. This is one of those sections right here. Yeah, I do try to avoid energy drinks, especially this kind of energy drink with all the sugar in it. But I was like, you know, I'll give it a try just for shits and giggles. I was like, you know, maybe it'll taste like regular Coke. And it kind of sort of does, but it's got this other nasty taste to it. You know, this other nasty energy drink kind of taste. I do definitely prefer Monster Zero. But I haven't been buying any Monster Zeros recently. I've been trying to avoid energy drinks in general. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like the AVGN stuff these days is... I think he kind of... It does feel sometimes like he's doing it just because, you know, it's a job. It is a job for him. I'm sure he still has fun doing it, but, yeah, he's always been in the film. Like, anyone that watches his stuff knows that, and so... I think the film stuff's also a lot easier to make. You'll notice that all his film stuff is very casual, off the cuff. Which is a lot less stressful to go in and record. And especially when you're doing it with friends, like he often does with the rental reviews and whatnot. You know, it's like a couple guys around the table just, you know, just talking about stuff, which can be fun. Alright, so there is another line here that we cross, which opens up some doors, and what I want to do is kind of come up here. This might actually be a mistake. Let's actually come through here and go the other way again. Oh, that's interesting. So, in the original PC game, the star actually teleports you out. It doesn't do that in this one. But we can at least open up this door and come back up here. Not a bad way to handle that section, actually, just looping back around and going back to the elevator. This is one of the more dangerous parts in the early game, in pretty much any version of Doom that you play, but especially the console versions, because, you know, you're a little more limited in your mobility compared to a keyboard and mouse setup on PC. Trying to take out these barrels so I don't do it accidentally and then blow myself up. Okay, so another trick you can use here is actually switch over to the rocket launcher, and I use the mode button and then just press X. So Doom doesn't really have, I don't know how to describe it. It's got this thing called infinite height, where, you know, any enemy on the playfield kind of acts like this, you know, above and below him, mostly above, because below him is ground always in Doom. Unless you're a cacodemon or a lost soul. Above him is basically this invisible wall. And actually kind of below him too. It'll go through the floor. And so any projectile that hits that invisible wall will still register as a hit, even though, like, the rocket may have gone above an enemy or below an enemy. Well, not usually above. So I guess what I'm trying to explain here is, like, there are enemies on top of these columns. There are little boxes carved out above that where they can sit. When I walk over to that switch, these lower down, and but the trick is to just shoot the side with a rocket. The rocket splash damage goes all the way up and down vertically, you know, infinitely tall, and so it collides. The splash damage collides with the enemies that are up there and kills them for you. That way, when you come through here like this, they're dead already. So they won't, yeah. They won't shoot at you. So these will also go back up. There's going to be some bullets right here. I explained that really poorly, by the way, but it is a very important mechanic to know. Alright, let's grab that mega armor. Hey, Jeff, thank you for that super chat, dude. I appreciate it. Hey, liberal arts guy. Yep, no problem, man. Thanks for tuning in, dude. Need to remember to keep playing it safe. Okay, so it looks like the enemies aren't actually turning around and fighting each other. Someone on Doom World said that 32X enemies do still infight. Maybe I misread that. Maybe I read it. Maybe they were actually saying that enemies do damage each other, which that was absolutely happening with that shotgunner into that pinky. But I thought I had read that enemies do actually still, like, imps will still shoot projectiles at, you know, anyone that hits them. Or shotgunners, for instance. But that doesn't appear to be happening. So it's just, enemies will hurt each other. So if you get a shotgunner behind an imp, the shotgunner will hurt the imp. If you get an imp behind a pinky, the imp's fireballs will hurt the pinky. But they won't actually turn around. The enemies are always facing you in this version, but what I assumed would happen would they would still shoot fireballs backwards even though they were still facing at you, and it would look really goofy, but it doesn't look like that actually happens. Hey, Tony. What's the best version of Doom? The PC version. Always. And forever. I don't believe the light goggles are in here. Nope. They would normally be in this room. So this is actually a nice lighting effect for this version of the game. You don't see this very often in this game. It still works very well. Okay. Yeah, I'm using 3 of my fingers on my right hand to, you know, I'm just resting them on A, B, and C, which is allowing me to play a lot faster than I normally would by just using one thumb. So, if you play this version of the game, or even the Jaguar version, it's the same way. I highly recommend playing like that. You know, you can move around the arenas a lot faster. It's almost like using your right hand on, or using, say, like your left hand on the arrow keys in PC Doom or something like that, you know? Similar concept, except you're using it for your action buttons. I'm gonna go back and get, I know I left some shells behind. Although it's only 6 that I'm missing, so it's not really a big deal. But I'd rather be 100% than not. Actually, I'm taking the scenic route. It was unnecessary, but whatever. Alright, there we go. Have I played Star Wars Dark Forces? Yeah, I've played it a little bit. Hey, Doomerson. Been playing TNT this month. You gotta say people really give a crap over nothing. Only 2 really long maps so far. Well, how far into it are you? A lot of its worst maps are in the second half of the game, if you ask me. The thing about TNT is I really like the first half of the game. I really don't like the second half. That's the big issue with it. Yeah, I really like some of the early game music. I really like some of the early maps. Crystalline will be back. PR Boom or Chocolate Doom? I haven't used Chocolate Doom actually. And honestly, I don't actually want a 100% faithful port on modern systems. I actually prefer GZ Doom. I think its quality of life improvements far outweigh the lack of authenticity in terms of the menu system and how saves are handled and whatnot. So, while PR Boom is great for the authenticity, I still prefer using GZ Doom, actually. That's my go-to source port. I only use PR Boom for WADs that just don't run well in GZ Doom. But for everything else, I always use GZ Doom. I will have to try Chocolate Doom sometime. I'm just kind of curious how it works. I've never actually used it. Do I use Streamlabs? I'm not sure what you mean. You'll have to specify, because Streamlabs does different things. I do use their plugins in OBS for alerts and things like that, yes. But I do not use their version of Open Broadcaster software, OBS. Adam's installing Chocolate Doom on Vita. Yes, Doom. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it falls short in the second half. It becomes disappointing in the second half. For me, it did anyway. You might love it because you're a Doom freak. So, you know, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Huh. I didn't know there was a zombie soldier in there. Interesting. The bosses in Bloodstained are pretty challenging. Okay. For the time society and the amount of time they made it in, I'd say it's pretty solid. It's a really fun version of the game. For me, it's a good reason to own the 32X. It's a version of Doom I like to go back to, probably, you know, at least once or twice a year. I'll fire it up, play a few levels. It's solid. It's fun. Like I said earlier, it doesn't overstay its welcome. You can run through the whole thing in one sitting and feel pretty good about it. Let's not get hit by that barrage of fireballs. Barrage. I can't talk. Alright. So again, I'm just going to keep playing it safe here. Usually in the other versions I'll use the rocket launcher here, but I don't want to blow myself up. And when I attack enemies in this game, I generally try to focus on one enemy at a time. So if you got 3 pinkies, I try to focus on just the same pinky. Because the idea is to take that group of 3 pinkies down to 2, and then down to 1 as quickly as possible. It's basically prioritization. And I'm going to come back in here. And I failed. Nope, there we go, we got it. This secret here is actually unnecessary, but I can get a soul sphere for it, and I can try to take out some of these enemies from the back way. Look at all that damage those shotgunners did. Even from all the way across the screen, they're still quite dangerous. Here we go. I think your favorite hard mode is Hotline Miami 2. I still haven't played a Hotline Miami game. The beta demo for 32X port looks really cool. I'll have to look into that. I might actually have that on here if it was leaked. Hey Michael, welcome back dude. Your first few experiences with Doom were Super Nintendo version, then PlayStation, so I'm looking forward to trying the WADs available on the Switch. Never got the PC experience. It wouldn't hurt to try the PC experience, assuming you have a computer. Pretty much any computer in this day and age can run Doom with a source port. Kazuya, I would not. You're not a fan of Google. Okay, I hear that. I would get the notification on a different... So, on my YouTube templates here, I don't have my, my Twitch... alert boxes active because we're not on Twitch right now. So, yeah, I actually would not see it until I was done streaming and I looked at my Streamlabs dashboard over on Twitch. But I would see it eventually. I just wouldn't get notified live on stream. So coming up is one of the crazier rooms in this early part of the game, too. I'm trying to keep moving so I don't get hit by these projectiles. I love projectile-based combat, which is one of the reasons why Doom is one of my favorite first-person shooters, is it... You know, it has your hit scanner enemies, but as the game goes on, it starts to rely more on projectile-based enemies, which means actual shoot-'em-up style dodging. Instead of just like ducking and covering, it's, you know, you get into the thick of the battle just dodging bullets left and right, and it's very satisfying. Just waiting for these enemies to come on over here. You thought about a Doom 2 GBA? Yes, I want to eventually do that. I've been wanting to do it for years, but I still haven't beaten that version of the game, so I'm not gonna do that until I've actually beaten it for the first time, or second time, or third time. Yeah, liberal arts guy. And, you know, it's not just the frame rate, but I was talking about it earlier, is the controls are very responsive. Even more responsive than the Jaguar version. This is a combination of both the frame rate and the responsive controls. Poor bulls. Doom on Game Boy Advance is fine. It's not the best version to play, but it actually runs quite similarly to this, and it's on a Game Boy Advance, and it's got all the Jaguar levels in it. It's a decent version of the game for the time. Alright, so again, there's going to be another invisible line here that reveals all these enemies. And I want to use my rockets to get rid of these guys as quickly as possible. Otherwise you get overwhelmed. Let me make sure everybody's dead here before I whip out my rocket launcher again. Alright, so I'm going to whip out the rocket launcher. So mode and then X. You stupid idiot! God damn it, man. See, this is why, this is the hardest thing for me when it comes to playing different versions of Doom, is readjusting to the controls. I pressed the B button thinking it was the open button. Alright, whatever. And actually, let's switch over to... I guess I have to switch down for the chainsaw. By the way, this pinky likes to get stuck in the wall. It's kind of funny. Hey, Mr. Bullion, welcome back. I'm gonna actually go back real quick, because I feel like there might be some armor that I missed. I'm trying to think. There it is. Okay. I know Doomer Son out there, he wants me to stream Doom 2 on Game Boy Advance. He's asked about it for a long time, so I'll try to tackle it sometime soon, because I'm getting a lot of these other ports knocked out. And, like, I don't really need to revisit any version of the game except... I mean, I might have to do an updated Game Boy Advance playthrough on live stream. We'll probably end up doing that. Because I think I did that recording before I got my FrameMeister. Hey, Mark, MT Shark. How's my Doom collection? It's great, man. I've got almost every version except for the Game Boy Advance ones. Yeah, let me actually turn around. I've got, yeah, Jaguar 3DO, 32X, both US and Japanese, Super Nintendo, PlayStation, both US and Japanese, Saturn, US and Europe, Ultimate Doom boxed on PC, Doom 2 boxed on PC, Doom 64 boxed, all of them are boxed, Japanese version, Doom 64, and, yeah, I'm missing the Game Boy Advance ones. And then, of course, I've got, like, Doom 3 on Xbox, Doom 3 BFG Edition on 360, Doom 2016 Xbox One. I'm trying to think of what else I'm missing. Doom 3 on PC. Although I don't have Resurrection of Evil on PC. I still need to get that. Doom Resurrection of Evil on Xbox. I'm trying to think of what I'm missing. But yeah, I have most of them. Yeah, I've got most of them. I was just looking at my shelf. The Game Boy Advance ones boxed are really what I'm missing. And then eventually down the road, I want to get the original mail order PC version, which is really expensive. Switch back down to shotgun. An updated Doom collection pick. I don't think my collection has changed much, Mark, since the last one I posted. I'll have to, actually, the last picture I took last year was, I didn't have any of the Doom 3s in it. Or Doom 2016 or anything like that. It was just all classic Doom. I do also want to get a big box copy of Doom 3 on PC. Those are pretty rare. Alright, so we're getting a little low on health, so I need to start playing it a little more safe. Uh-oh, not good. Switch back to the chain gun. Med kit. Damn, these alien bastards are gonna pay for shooting up my ride. Alright, let's go ahead and grab this armor. And there should be an imp right here. A zombie soldier up top. I'm getting pummeled by fireballs. Alright. Inch our way around. Like so. Just like that. There we go. Back in business. Just gonna mention Duke Nukem. Nice. Don't know where he came from, but okay. Gonna be some more guys out here. Dude, what am I getting hit by? I'm gonna stay away from that window. I don't want to mess with it, and I don't want to go up that elevator either. It's not worth it. I think what's happening is the enemies are just outside the window, and I can't see them, but they still have sight on me, which is not good. I just don't want to risk it. I saw 2 pixels of the shotgunner's head, and I still killed him. If you see the pixels, you can probably hit them. The auto-aim is still working. Very generous auto-aim in this version. Alright, so another trick here. There were enemies on that elevator. And we got all of them. Nice. Hey, this is getting a little stressful now. I expected this run to get stressful, to be honest with you. Oh, that was close. It's because the guys that like that just snuck up on me. I couldn't see them. Alright, good. Got some health. Whew. Remember, like, you know, this isn't really very difficult compared to, say, you know, PC Doom on Nightmare. But it still gets quite stressful when you start losing health and running the risk of having to start the whole level over again with just the pistol. Pistol starting on PC is not too bad at all, but you have the advantage with keyboard and mouse and so on and so forth. Pistol starting on console is another story altogether. And actually, let's switch to our chainsaw, try to conserve ammo. Alright, good deal. Let's do shotgun here. Forward-facing sprites are such a deal breaker. You see, when I play this, I don't notice it. Because, like, the action is fast for me. I seriously don't notice it. There's a nice secret right there for the auto map. Like, I'm too worried about staying alive to care about the fact that they don't turn around. Like, the enemies are out to kill me hard. So, like, I seriously don't notice it when I play this game. It's absolutely not a deal breaker for me, I guess is what I'm saying. I personally, I feel it's a very minor thing given the hardware and the nature of the port and the nature of the action when you play it on higher difficulties. Alright, so we're back in good shape. What I want to do is come back around. We have to go through the red door now. This is actually a really, really well-designed map. So what was supposed to happen there is That secret puts me out here, which actually puts me out right at the red door. So that's quality level design right there. It's like if you find the secret, you also find the key at the exact same time. It's very nice. Very, very good level design. Alright, so the idea is to get outside now. And I'm gonna save that soul sphere, but I want to kill these guys from outside. There we go. Hey, Sketchcraft, what's going on? Was I a fan of Dark Forces? I mean, I can't really say I was a fan, because I haven't played it much, but it seems okay. Okay, auto-aim, why are you not working? Thank you, auto-aim. Auto-aim just stopped working there for some reason. This reminds you of going to the bank. Okay. Are there any big differences between the US and Japanese versions of Doom games that you have? Not particularly. They're typically pretty much the same. Some versions might have green blood, like Doom 64. Other versions, like the 32X one, are using the exact same ROM, so there are zero differences. Alright, so we can go ahead and try to exit now. I think this actually opens up. Yeah, Leo, we talked about that earlier on. Yeah, that is a thing. That happened quite a long time ago. Yeah, so the downside to the 32X one is that it was rushed. And so they weren't able to get all the content from the Jaguar game in here. I assume it was I wish I knew 100% sure, or for sure, but it was either A, due to, you know, not having enough time to finish the game, or to get all those levels in, or it was Sega didn't want to pay for, you know, perhaps the extra cartridge space that would be required, cartridge size that would be required. Assuming it's required. I don't know 100% if it would have been required to have a larger cart size to fit those extra levels. Fit that extra map data. Or maybe it was a combination of both. But it could have just been, you know, Sega wanted the game out the door ASAP, and so id Software didn't have enough time to get all those extra levels in here. But it's entirely possible, though, because they have been hacked back in. You can get a Jaguar level set for 32X Doom. So yeah, the entire 32X program was rushed. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely, Leo. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was released that holiday season, the first year the 32X was out. So holiday season 94. Curious about the Doom 2 beta. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I know that had, you know, that's been out on Jaguar for a while, and I'm pretty sure those levels were ported to 32X as well. I think there's a ROM of that floating out there somewhere. I'll have to look into it. I have not played Etrian Odyssey, no. Not always, liberal arts guy. Just sometimes. Alright, we're gonna fight some barons. Let's go ahead and switch over to our rocket launcher. Should be some pinkies up here. I want to take those guys out first. Alright, so this is probably going to be a little weird for people that are familiar with Doom, but I'm not going to use my rocket launcher. I'm going to save the ammo for the next level. Normally people use the rocket launchers on these Barons of Hell. Look at how quickly their fireballs are coming out. But I have plenty of shotgun replenishment ammo here, so why am I going to waste all that shotgun ammo? Or waste all those rockets when I could just use my shotgun ammo and then come out of this level with pretty much as much ammo as I can. That's the idea here. Because I don't believe your weapons reset. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. I got stuck on that wall. That was not cool. That got scary because the Baron's projectiles are really powerful. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, it should let me back down. So there we go. So we got full shotgun ammo, full chain gun and pistol ammo. And then we've got about 15 rockets. It's just one strafe button you hold down, yeah. The use key is the strafe key as well. So yeah, you can only strafe left and right. There's no circle strafing. Or if you want a circle strafe, I'll demonstrate it out here. You have to, you know, let go and then move your D-pad around. Kind of like this. Janky circle strafing. So, and like I mentioned already, I'm using 3 fingers on top of A, B, and C. Kind of like I'm, you know, using my fingers on a keyboard when I play PC Doom. .32X Doom is better than Saturn Doom. Yeah, I would say it's better. Yeah, it's more enjoyable, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to be coming back to that area. To get our plasma gun. Technically the best weapon in this version of Doom, when played normally. After we're done here, I'll have to enter a cheat code for the BFG, just to show that off. Alright, so we're gonna flip this. And flip this. Guess I already did. Okay. Red key. And let's go across this bridge. And let's switch over to our chain gun. I really wish they kept the original music track for this level, though. It's one of my favorites in the game. Look at how fast the cacodemons fire in this one. It's pretty crazy. Alright. Back to the chain gun. Actually, no, back to shotgun. Let's do that. Paced more like an Unreal game? No. I mean, I've only gone back and really watched the E3 presentation from the previous years, but it looks like Doom 16 just as fast, if not faster. I mean, you do have more functionality in the game, like the hook and whatnot, but no, I wouldn't say it's paced like Unreal. Unreal's not really that fast-paced compared to Doom. Like, you don't fight, like, dozens of enemies on screen at once in Unreal, generally. Unreal's one of those games where it's like, you know, you might fight 1 or 2 enemies, typically. I'm just gonna rush through here. Let's go ahead and just use our chainsaw. I'm gonna be a little more of a stickler about conserving ammo, because I do know from previous attempts in the past that I've run out later on in the game, and I really don't want that to happen on this playthrough. So I think there are gonna be some pinkies in here again, so let's go ahead and switch back. Yep, just like so. Hey, Greg. Yeah, you know, I'm actually kind of surprised over Arts Guy they haven't done a modern PC port, or not PC port, but like a modern console port of Unreal. That seems like a major missed opportunity to me. Whoa, look at that! Look at how fast they're shooting. Most dangerous enemies in this game, right there, guys. There's gonna be another one up here, so what I'm gonna do is actually use my plasma gun. Just stun lock him. Hug them. Yeah, no thanks. I will pass, thank you. Oh, you mean like the speed of the acrobatics? Well, I mean, Doom 2016 is like that too. Yeah. Alright, so we can get ourselves the Berserk pack here. I am not going to explore this area. This whole boxy area, it is fun to explore. Actually, you might not even be able to explore too much in this version of the game. But yeah, you can go left, you can go right. I'm just going to go straight through that hallway in the middle. But we do have the Berserk pack here. But I don't... Ooh. I really don't want to use it. I just want to use my shotgun. See, now it's all about avoiding those projectiles. One thing I do like about playing these older versions of the games, or the older ports, is that the levels have been trimmed down. And when I'm playing in a console setting, I actually really like that. I like that the levels have been trimmed back. I progress through them a lot faster. In a console setting, it feels more satisfying. I can zip through the levels a little bit quicker, not spend ages exploring. There's still a lot to explore, don't get me wrong, but I think the levels were unintentionally paced. Ended up being paced better for the console versions. Like, it just works in that console environment. Especially when you don't have luxuries like quick saving. You know. There's actually one thing I did not like about Doom 64 on the N64 is the levels were like... A lot of levels were very expansive. And, you died once, you had to do the whole thing over again. And it's not as painful in this to die and do the whole thing over again, because the levels have been trimmed back a lot. Like, they trimmed the levels down because of, you know, console limitations, or system limitations. But I think it had a beneficial side effect. Like an unintentional, beneficial side effect. Those are just my 2 cents anyway. I'm gonna go ahead and just exit. That actually raises a little bridge to get to the exit. Let me actually go back through and make sure I've got all the ammo and stuff like that. I'm getting low on shells. There we go. That was worth it. Box of shells. And this just takes us over there like that. Let's see what's over here. Said I wasn't going to explore, but... Ooh, we got some texture issues here. Interesting, look at that. Sure, there's a specific Doom definition for that kind of glitch. Probably on the Doom wiki. Yeah, the reason I don't mind using bullets right now is there are a couple of boxes of bullets in the level that I missed. Yeah, something else to note is that in this version of the game, the little health pickups, they're actually worth 2 points. Whereas in the original PC version, they're only worth 1. Got ourselves a backpack. Hey, this is our first lost soul. Okay. We got some rockets. That's worth it. And we got some more bullets. Very good. I think that was worth coming here. Yeah, I think it was worth it. You can come on through here too. Just a chain gun and some bullets. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and chainsaw them. Rocket launcher! Like Metal Slug. Uh-oh. Please don't fall down. If I fell down there, I would have died. Let's not do that. Pretty sure there were some bullets up this way. There we go. Let's check this way one more time. And that's it. There's a lot of this level missing, though. It is interesting. That was interesting. There's a sound glitch. Wow, we only have 6 more levels to go. We're well over halfway through, which is quite interesting. It's a good thing we got that ammo. I gotta say, this playthrough is pretty fun. This Nightmare Mode playthrough. Keeps you on your toes. I see a Kako there. Let's wake him up. Let's see if I can get him to kill the pinkies for me. Ow. Not kill me, kill the pinkies. Alright, I have to kill him. I don't think my my chainsaw can reach, but we'll try. Ooh, we can. Cool. Just barely. Not worth it. It's taking way too much time. Okay. Now this room can be pretty dangerous, but I'm gonna just try to snipe guys from a distance. That sound glitch was quite the attention grabber with headphones. Yeah. It caught me off guard big time. I love being able to just switch to the weapon I want by using the mode button. It's a really nice feature. So basically what I'm doing is I'm quickly switching back to my pistol and then pressing Y to switch back to my chainsaw. Because apparently there's no quick switch just to your chainsaw. But then I can quick switch right back to my chain gun. So it's great. Speaking of which, let's actually... Yeah, I'm out of shotgun ammo, but... Playing it very safe. And again, trying to conserve my ammo, so... don't want to try to chainsaw the cacodemons. They're just way too risky right now. It's way too risky. They're too dangerous. There we go. Got some shoddy shells. Go ahead and switch back to our shotgun. Conserve our chain gun ammo for later. It's one of the upcoming levels that it was my breaking point when it came to trying to do this on the Jaguar version of the game. And since this pretty much has the same designs on the early levels, it's, I'd say the first 2/3 of the levels are exactly the same. They're just as dangerous. Let me actually come this way. We got the radioactive suit, so I might as well. Actually, I should have saved that mega armor. Alright, so what I could do now if I really wanted to is whip out that rocket launcher finally. Use it on this Baron. Try to conserve my ammo. Alright, there we go. Back to shotgun. So far, so good on this level. No complaints yet. I'd like to take out these guys in this room first because we eventually have to drop down in there. Because there's a... I think the plasma gun is still up there. Alright, back to shotgun. Yep, plasma gun and some cells. Good pickup. And now we can actually open up this wall right here. Hey, Doomstash. Yeah, it's been a while, man. How are you doing? Whoa. Whoa there, Pinky. What do you think you're doing? It's not gonna let me open this up. It's a one-way door. Alright, backpack. For anyone that doesn't know, that hasn't played a Doom game for some reason, backpacks double your ammo capacity once. So now our bullets can go up to 400. And actually, I've already gotten a backpack. It doesn't really matter. But even if your ammo capacity has already been increased, it still gives you a little bit of ammo across the board. So it's always good to grab the backpacks when you can. Alright, I'm going to go back to the shotgun. The chain gun seems to fire faster in this version compared to other ports, which is nice. So, it's actually a better weapon than the shotgun, I would say. Especially up close. It doesn't have that gap in its fire rate like the shotgun does, so you're safer. You can stun lock enemies, and you can stun lock them better in this version of the game because of the faster fire rate. Well, that's where the BFG was in the original PC game, Liberal Arts Guy. So yeah, some ports will have that BFG in the same spot. Like, I believe the Super Nintendo version has the BFG there. Actually... now I'm not sure. Yeah, I think, yeah, it should. Alright, let's try to do some chainsawing here. Alright, we're gonna go back to our plasma gun. And let's go back and get some health. Actually, might be taking things a little too slow now, but that's okay. Better safe than sorry, as they say. Alright, so we're going to take a secret down here to get that supercharge. And we killed that cacodemon, so this part is a lot safer now. We're in really good shape, actually, in terms of ammo and whatnot. Alright, so let's go back to our chain gun. There's a secret right here where that light is flashing. I really love the simple, you know, lights on, lights off effects. I'm a sucker for that kind of lighting in classic first-person shooters. Alright, we're gonna come out this way first. Sam, I don't remember. I haven't played Doom GBA in quite a few years now, so I don't remember the button press, sorry. What you might want to do is look up the Game Boy Advance Doom FAQ on GameFAQs. They probably have an FAQ for it. Or look up a scan for the original Doom instruction manual on Game Boy. Alright, let's go back to our shotgun. We got plenty of ammo. Gonna go ahead and just take our time here. I see someone. This whole floor raises up, by the way. I see a cacodemon over there, too. Okay, we woke it up, so that's good. We'll just wait for it. Go ahead and just use our chain gun here. Yeah, I love how much faster it fires in this version. It's such a nice feature. The chain gun in recent years has actually become one of my least favorite weapons to use in PC Doom. Because it just fires so slow compared to other... Like, the damage output compared to other weapons is much slower. But in this console port, it's more balanced because it fires faster. It's much more effective. That's nice. Yeah, you can only save at the end of each level in Doom Game Boy Advance, but I think you still have to press a certain button for it to actually work. One button will cancel the save, and one button will actually save it. And it's not super clear that you've actually saved your game until you've done it a few times. It's a little awkward. I think that's probably what he's talking about. Nice, Pinky. Good, Pinky. Maybe I got a milk bone for you. Hey, good time to bust out the rocket launcher. Saving those rockets from earlier was actually a good thing, because now I can use them in this level, instead of relying on just the shotgun or chain gun or plasma gun. I could save my weapons for where I really need them. let's switch back. Please don't get stuck. So many buttons to worry about. I haven't played this version in such a long time. I'm still getting confused by the buttons. That's my fault. Look at that. That is beautiful. So beautiful, I'm going to switch to my chainsaw. And we're going to fall down to the left here because there's a berserk pack. Not that we need it. There's also a secret around here. Another berserk pack. So yeah, I'm probably not going to find every secret, by the way, so please don't sue me, guys. I will use this plasma gun, though, on this Baron. So now I'm actually literally just holding down all 3 buttons, so I can fire strafe left and right, and do it quickly, all at the same time. That's why it's really good to play like I am. 3 fingers on the 3 buttons at all times. Ow. Jeez, that hurt. I'm trying to think if I... Yeah, no, there should be some health left over. Let's go back. Is there a hell, Michigan? I know there are definitely cities named Hell across the country. There we go. Gonna leave that med kit there in case I need it later. But yeah, thanks everyone that's tuning in tonight. We had a really good turnout. I appreciate you guys hanging out. For anyone new to my channel, I do occasional Doom stuff on here, and I have ever since I started my channel over 10 years ago. And I have a Doom playlist with all my Doom videos for anyone that's curious. I've got playthroughs of pretty much every console and handheld port of Doom. So if there's a particular port you want to see a playthrough of, chances are I have it here. And I've got playthroughs of other Doom mods and stuff like that too on my channel. Like Sunder and Sunlust and Whispers of Satan, Hell Revealed, Alien Vendetta, and more to come. I'm working on Ancient Aliens right now, so we can do a full playthrough of that on stream. Which is another Doom mod for PC. I really shouldn't kill these guys. So I'm just not going to. What I will do is switch back to my chain. Ooh, my plasma gun. GoldenEye Doom mod? I have not. Hey Nick, thanks for watching that. I appreciate it. Oops, did not want to fall down in there just yet. But what I do want to do is flip this and then immediately walk up here like so. And then walking and touching this door raises this platform right here for a supercharge. I do wish this version of the game still showed messages up top. That would have been nice. But unfortunately it does not. Alrighty. Oh man, how do I want to do this? Plasma, definitely. Yeah, Wayne, we'll see how this goes. These last couple levels can be real ass kickers. And so if I die, it's gonna be really difficult to recover. So I have to be careful. Like, dying on these later levels can just ruin your entire run. You might not be able to recover. Let's go ahead and grab that. Trying to take it really safe. Door's not opening, okay. Got an official Xbox 360S hard drive from Amazon, and it came in the mail today. Cool, man. I know what monster you're talking about. That's been reused in other WADs. I really don't have a problem with it, to be honest with you. But yeah, I played a little bit of Scythe as well. I haven't finished it yet, but I have played it. Yeah, I'll probably eventually do that on my channel. But those kind of are few and far between on my channel because they take a long time to go through, and I'm not as familiar with them as I am other games. I try to play through them a couple times before I actually play through them on YouTube. And lately, I haven't actually been in the mood for a lot of Doom. Like, when I play Doom on Twitch, I'll usually play a couple of maps, and then I'll just go and play something else. So, for instance, progress on Ancient Aliens has been kind of slow this last month and a half. Alright, let's go ahead and just do this. Got the Berserk pack again. Yeah, Wayne, totally. I was tempted to buy the Master Chief Collection. But I'm gonna try to hold off for a little while. Of course I say that now, I'll probably go buy it tonight. Which I might actually do, I don't know. See, again, we saved those rockets from earlier, which makes this part a lot easier. Hell yeah, still have 6 rockets left, that's good. And a lot of my recent Doom playthroughs, I just skip a lot of this stuff. I think there's some... Damn it! I was gonna say, I think there's some cacodemons out there. And yep, sure enough. And I could probably fall out there for a secret, but I don't really want to mess around with it because I'm not 100% sure. No, the Master Chief Collection is not a free download, Wayne. Yes, you can download the launcher, but you still have to pay for each game. So there's nothing free about it. I did buy Reach a couple of months ago. So yes, I technically do have the Master Chief Collection, but I don't have the full package, which is Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, and Halo 4. And all those games are being released probably over the course of this year. Hey, Reach came out back in December. Halo Combat Evolved Anniversary just came out yesterday or the day before. And then the others will roll out over the course of this year as they are ready. Halo Combat Evolved should not be free, Wayne. Like, actually go and try to play Combat Evolved. It probably won't let you play it. But yes, you can download the Master Chief Collection, but you can't play it without buying each game. Or buying the full $40 package, which is the recommended way to go about it. Oh, why did I do that? You bought the full package on Steam set. Well, yeah, that's why you can play it. You bought the package. That's different from not buying the package and then downloading Master Chief Collection and then trying to play Combat Evolved. It won't work. Unless it puts the game into, like, demo mode or something. Which I doubt they would do something like that. That would open up the game to, I think, being hacked probably a little bit easier, or cracked. I'm trying to switch my weapons down. This is not good. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. That's my fault. And we're gonna have to go back towards the beginning. Oh, nice, Venom. Hell yeah. Yeah, I got that same Game Pass deal with my Radeon 5700 XT that I bought back in December. So, in episode 2 of PC Doom, this is where you would actually access your hidden level for the episode. Alright, let's go back and get some health. There's one. There's two. And there's three. Yeah, man, I'm pretty happy with it, Venom. It's good. No Cyber Demon either. Yeah, there's no Cyber Demon in here. No Spider Mastermind. Alright, so this actually opened up down here. And you know what? I got that. I'm kind of... I really shouldn't do this because I don't know where it's going to lead me. I gotta be... Well, actually, I don't know if I can even use a cheat code on Nightmare. Okay. I had a feeling this was a normal secret. 'Cause, yeah, there's this door up here. That's it? Come on. Look at that graphical glitching. I like it. Interesting. I figured there would have been something more useful down here. Because I don't think the normal, you know, hazardous area is even in this version of the game, so... There's a whole hazardous area you can go through, in the PC version of the game. And I think it's missing in this port. So, that hazmat suit's actually pretty much useless. Man, they're doing some damage. Trying to save ammo. man. These guys are just wrecking me now. We're gonna have to go back again. Alright, there's gonna be a Baron down here. Ooh, I heard you. We can hear you, Baron. I'm just waiting for him. There he is. Oh, he doesn't want to come through this door. That's nice. Alright, I'm gonna just leave him there. Pro tip, shoot the cyber demon until it dies. It's a good tip, Wayne. I wonder if I left any armor behind. I remember there being green armor early on in the level. I hope I left it behind. Alright, no armor here. And I think there's still... Yeah, there's still a med kit right there. Let's double check down here too. Again, on Nightmare mode, you want to really play it safe. You want to know where all the items are. So I know there's a box of shells there if I need it. Is there anything here? There's nothing there. There is a med kit right there. Okay, good. So I have at least 50 health I can get back for free. In case just this goes wrong. He does not want to cooperate. And I definitely do not want to run through that door. I know what's going to happen. Oh, there he goes! Finally. Good Baron. Look at how fast they shoot. It's crazy. Which is why you have to be really safe on this. Alright. So let me peek out through here. Yep, had a feeling. Alright. And actually, you know what I can do? We're being resourceful. I don't think we're gonna struggle at the next level, which was usually my breaking point, because we're playing pretty smart here. All right, back to shotgun. No Kako, huh? I thought there was a Kako demon here. Okay. So I know it's tedious, but we're gonna run back and get some more shells just to be safe for the next level. Oh, cool. We don't have to run that far back. Good. Alright. Don't want to get that. I want to save it for later. But I have to come here, hit this. I'm going to save that Berserk pack for later too, because actually, no, I can't. I have to actually grab it. Okay, back to the shotgun. I'm gonna actually try to skip some of the enemies here. I want to just kind of come down here. Taking things nice and slow. Really want to conserve my ammo because there are going to be a couple of barons in this level. I'm surprised those pinkies are only in that room, not this one. I'm going to try something here. Switch over to our plasma gun. Yeah, this is actually a pretty tough map, even in the console versions of the game, where you have less enemies. It's still very dangerous. You just accidentally deleted your Doom GBA data? That sucks. Why did you do that? Well, it was an accident. I know you just said that. That sucks, though. Okay, get me out of here. There's one of our barons. Let him kill the pinkies for me. You notice I'm doing constant weapon switching. That is intentional. Ooh, this doesn't loop around in this version. Oh, that's inconvenient. Because there's some more health over there that I wanted to get, but it's not worth it. Alright, so there's that Cacodemon I woke up. I want to make sure I can try to get rid of that before I do anything else. There it is. Yeah, these are the most dangerous enemies in this version. I will go ahead and get this armor. I probably should have saved it, but you know, mega armor, like I said, is the most important thing you can get in this game in terms of survival. I think your plasma gun fires faster too. The amount of bullets or ammo it was consuming was quite great. Hey, Girl Geek, how you doing? Yeah, it is pretty good. A lot of people like to crap on this version, but it's still a lot of fun to play. Okay, so we're gonna actually come down here. I missed out on this. This was intentional. But we're gonna switch back to our chainsaw because of these guys. That was risky, but it was worth it. Alright, there might be a stim pack in here. Yep, there's one. And I need the red key for the second. The second door. Alright, so we only have a little bit more of this level to go, and then we're done. So we're doing pretty well here. Oh, there's actually a room I was missing. We need to come back and do this room first. And that's that. I need a key. There are skull keycards in this game, Carlos. Or at least in the original PC version. Back to our chainsaw. Gonna be a lot of, well, pinkies. There's gonna be some more lost souls too. Just let them walk right into you. Oops, I keep switching back to the rocket launcher. My dyslexic tendencies are kicking back in. So, Girl Geek, did you play Doom 2016? I know, I think it was yesterday you were saying you were downloading it. Did you get a chance to try it yet? Yep, there they are. Alright, let's do this. They're actually hurting each other. So when Lost Souls dive at you, if they touch any other enemy, they will do damage to them and instigate infighting. Ooh, hot water tank leak. Sorry to hear that. That's not fun. Alright, I don't think anything else opens up, but I'm going to switch over to the chain gun just in case. And that's pretty much it. We're done with the level. Funny enough, that switch was missing. The texture is misaligned, and so it doesn't actually look like a switch. You're taking this to doing some spring cleaning early. It's a good plan. Alright, so this is the level where I would usually have my run end. So, but we're pretty good with, but we're pretty good with ammo, so I think we'll be fine. I thought there was a Kako here. There it is. Yeah, so trying to do this with pistol starting is just really difficult. But we should be fine because we've got max shotgun ammo. I don't see anybody up there. Taking advantage of that sweet, sweet auto-aim. So in Doom, your aim will basically track vertically, up or down. As long as you can see some pixels of enemies and they're close enough to you, your guns will hit the enemies. So you can take that, use that to your advantage on a Nightmare run. I mean, just use it to your advantage anyway. It doesn't have to just be Nightmare. I'm just waiting for the enemies. Oh, nice. Yeah, definitely do that. So this is our exit right here, but I'm gonna come around to this yellow keyed door. Let's go through here first. This is actually one of those levels I'm glad got the cut down treatment in this game. It is a fairly large level in the PC version of the game. Lots of rooms to go in and out of. It gets a little confusing. But this one's a little more straightforward. Alright, so actually, I could actually exit if I want to, but I'm gonna explore the rest. I'm gonna switch to this just in case. Okay. I know here there's a Cacodemon that's going to appear. Just like that. So I wanted to save my cells for enemies like the Cacodemons. Hey, Austin. Yeah, no, it's not too bad. It's a fun version of the game. You know, would I recommend it over the PC version? Hell no. Or over the PlayStation version? Hell no. If you got a 32X, it's a really solid game for the system. It's not the bad port of Doom that people like to make it out to be. They're sensationalizing its shortcomings. It has shortcomings, but it is still a very fun version of the game. Alright, let's see if... Okay, yeah, this teleports me in here. This might reveal Mega Armor. Yep. So definitely worth it. I lost some health, but I got some Mega Armor in the process. Alright, I'm going to switch over to the rocket launcher, because I think there's a Baron here somewhere. Yep, there it is. 5 rockets usually takes out a Baron. Sometimes it'll take 6, but usually it's 5. Invincibility? Plasma gun. Alright, invincibility wore off, and that's our Cacodemon from earlier, so we've actually beaten basically the whole map. So let's go ahead and switch back to our shotgun, and we can go ahead and exit. I think we've pretty much got this one in the bag, guys. We've just beaten one of the hardest levels for me. Although, because we played smart in the early game, we had more than enough ammo. The monsters do not respawn. Yeah, they don't respawn in any console version of Doom up until the Xbox 360, Xbox and Xbox 360 ports. Those are pretty much just like straight ports of the PC version. Using, you know, probably, they might be based on existing source ports, or they're using custom source ports. But yeah, so this is the level that you don't normally get to play. You only get this level if you play through the entire game from start to finish. Now let's go ahead and grab everything. Yeah, so the original PC Doom had a command line setting you could set when you ran the game called fast, and it would make the monsters shoot faster and move faster and be more aggressive. And so and that's kind of the default movement state for monsters on oh, this is not good. That's basically like the default monster movement state for PC Nightmare mode, but you could use the fast command to play ultra violence with fast monsters as well. And so that's kind of what this is doing, is it's got the monsters in fast mode, but there's no constant respawning. See, PC Nightmare would also have constant respawning, and that's what... It's not the fast monsters that makes PC Nightmare hard, it's the fast monsters with them also respawning all the time that makes it very, very difficult. See, the reason I ran into that room like that is because I was pretty much out of cells and rockets, and I wanted cells and rockets for these guys, but I've got enough shotgun shells to where we should be able to get through this without any trouble. It'd be funny if we died here at the very last level. We've gone through the whole game without dying, by the way. We haven't died once. So, it's been a good run, I'd say. This is, I'm pretty sure this is the first time I've beaten 32X Doom on Nightmare. So we'll definitely have to come back and do the Jaguar version of Nightmare sometime soon. If you guys would like to see that, raise your hands in chat. Let me know. And that's it. Everyone's like, I'll raise my hand for that. PC Nightmare? I would love to do that, Liberal Arts guy. Yeah. That's very, very difficult, though. Ugh. Thanks for the GGs, guys. Yeah, this version has end credits. I don't know if any other version has end credits like these. Nightmare and PC Doom, I think the farthest I've made it is to map 5. Maybe map 6. I think map 5 is my roadblock. Map 3 is really tough too. That opening room in particular, it gets pretty crazy. Yeah, most of the versions have that ending, Angelic Alien. I'm pretty sure the 3DO version has that. Jaguar version, I believe, has that. PlayStation and Saturn versions have that. I don't think the Super Nintendo one has that. Nor does this one. Oh, this one has it too. Here we go. James, you did miss it. Yes, we just finished it. One life clear. Oh, Bracy, yeah, you missed it too, man. Sorry, dude. But it's not over quite yet. We're going to do the code for the BFG. Now, if only they looked that high quality in the actual game itself. But this is what they look like in the PC version. You and a friend were racing Celeste. Nice, dude. Thanks for the GGs, everybody, by the way. Yeah, so I don't think you get this if you just like skip through the levels and then beat the game. Because if you do that, for instance, man, it's not going to let me reset, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not going to let me reset and still keep the data. I was using this on my flash cart instead of using my Japanese copy of the game. So let me go to level 15. And what we're going to do is just put it on like... we'll just do like I'm Too Young to Die just to rush right through it. So I want to show you what the normal ending's like. If you skip the level 15 and then beat the game, it gives you a slightly different ending. Alright, so down this way. Oops, wrong way. Red key. Red door. Switch, switch. Oh, the Kako is still there. Look at how much slower he fires, though. He still looks pretty good up close. He just looks really bad at a distance. Okay. Alright, see ya, Venom. I don't think cacodemons ever frown. Yeah, Bracy, me too, man. I really enjoy this port. It's fun. It plays really well. That's the big thing. Yeah, it's lacking a lot of content and whatever, and doesn't have the best soundtrack, but it still plays well, and it's still Doom. It's still very fun. And there we go. If you look down at the bottom left, that's where it ends. So if you beat the game all the way through, you get the shooting gallery. I'm just gonna call it the shooting gallery, which is pretty cool. Yeah, exactly, Bracy, for sure. Not just the novelty of playing Doom on a Genesis, but the fact that it's a well-playing version of Doom on Genesis. Okay, so let's go to game FAQs and look up the cheat codes for this game. Alright, pause the game, press A, B, C... Wait. A, B, C, X, Y, Z... Oh! Really? That's kind of hard to do. Yeah, let's do this. That doesn't sound right. What the hell? Ah, oh, come on, man. Press XY mode plus up during gameplay. None of these codes are working. Pause the game and press X and Z. So... Okay, that works. We have God mode now. It's just really tough to do. It'd be funny if turning off all the music like boosted the frame rate, but it looks like it doesn't. Okay. Okay, so that works. God mode works. So now I want... Unlock all weapons. Press the game, press A, B, C, X, Y, Z all at the same time. I feel like these codes don't work. Yeah, so I want to basically do the all weapons code that unlocks the BFG, and it says pause the game, press A, B, C, X, Y, Z at the same time to unlock all weapons. Oh, hey, look, game FAQ says press mode plus start to switch to your chainsaw. Or your hands. That's cool. I didn't think about doing that earlier. Okay, so you can actually quick select to the chainsaw. That's really good to know. Let me check an FAQ real quick, see if they list any of the cheats. Weapon code is press up, mode, plus A and... Oh! Okay. Yeah, the FAQ itself says to press up, mode, plus A and C at the same time. It's not doing it. Up, mode, A, and C at the same time. Okay. It's so awkward because the mode button's on the top of the controller. There it is. Okay, we got it. Alright guys, so BFG in 32X Doom. So it operates just like the BFG is supposed to. So hit the wall, move out, clears out the room. Got him. BFG is such an awesome weapon. Oh, so satisfying. Yeah, I don't know why they didn't include the BFG in at least one of the levels. Maybe they thought the game would have been too easy or something, I don't know. Alright, so... There we go, got it. It's so tough to do, and it doesn't tell you that you've actually gotten it correctly until you've actually exited the pause menu completely. Jibs everywhere. Yeah, so I'm just demonstrating how the BFG works. Splat. It's so slow. Maybe that, maybe, I don't know, maybe like they didn't include it because it was so slow. You don't have these problems when you're using other weapons. It is very slow. But very satisfying still, I will say. By the way, for anybody just popping in for the first time, I've already beaten the game on Nightmare, so we're just kind of goofing off now. Didn't get it. There we go. It'd be funny if there were cheats to increase the screen size like you can in the 3DO version. Oops. That frame rate really tanks with the BFG. It's so good. Oh, man. The rocket launcher is the most broken weapon? I mean, it's really powerful, but it's also way more risky to use. Even if you have full health and full armor, if you're next to a wall and blow yourself up, you'll kill yourself in one hit. I've done it on stream. I think I did it in my Let's Play. So, yeah, it's so broken, it might actually kill you. It has a much greater risk of killing you, I should say. So, alrighty, guys, that is pretty much it. There's not really anything else to talk about with the good old 32X Doom here. It is a good old version. It's a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun going through this this game again for this stream, and yeah, that's a new accomplishment as well. I had never gone through Nightmare mode completely on 32X Doom, so that was really cool. It's not, as long as you're playing safe, it's not really that difficult. You know, I was definitely playing much more safe than I normally would playing Doom, so we'll have to definitely come back and do the Jaguar version sometime. On Nightmare mode. I've never done that one either. So, yeah, fun times, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Thank you for hanging out. If you have any more questions or comments or anything, I can stick around for a few minutes and we can chat for a little bit. That's right, yeah, another accomplishment achieved, for sure. BFGG. Here's for the channel members. We got some GG emotes out there for the channel members. James Campbell, he used it. Yeah, fun times, guys. Fun times. Good stream. And we didn't have too many people coming in knocking this version of the game, which was cool. It's cool to see people in here just enjoying the game, enjoying the stream. So that was pretty cool. You love the emojis, nice. Yeah, I saw it, Office. Yeah, I mean, you told me this morning you were working on it. I figured you would get it. It's not that difficult. But yeah, I saw you post it on YouTube as well. Or in my chat earlier. So, congrats. And this version is funny. Austin, I've already done the Game Boy Advance version. I don't think, does GBA Doom actually have a Nightmare mode in it? Yeah, it looks like it does have nightmare mode, so I guess it's just like this one. Oh geez, you beat PS1 Power Slave. But yeah, I might actually do another playthrough of GBA Doom. Because I do have a better capture setup now for Game Boy Advance stuff. It looks way better. So my old playthrough was going through my FrameMeister. So for anybody curious... that's my old Doom Game Boy Advance Let's Play. I was using just composite from the GameCube going into the FrameMeister, so it doesn't look very good. So that might give me an excuse to do an updated playthrough. Leo, I will head to Twitch later. I'm gonna go out and get some food before I do that. Yeah, the green blood doesn't fit. Sorry, it doesn't bother me either. I really don't mind it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, so I might do that. Yeah, Doom GBA Nightmare Mode. That's not a bad idea. It does have more levels. And it is a little bit easier in some ways because of the strafing, but the frame rate's actually not as good as the 32X one. Oh, see you, Mario. You won't be on Twitch. Right on. Yeah, I was gonna say something else. I completely forgot. Yeah, I was gonna actually see if Patchy wanted to come in here. So, Carlos, let's see if we can get the old kitty in here. Hold on. I think we might have success. Patchouli! Patchouli! I just heard her jump down. There she is! Oh man, it never fails. Ugh. Ow. Here, let's come on over here. No, you're fine. You're fine. So for anyone new to my channel, or stumbling upon this video, this is my cat, Patchouli. That's what those emotes are for, if you ever see them in chat. The patchy emoji. I'll post the other one. James posted one of them. I'll post the other one. Oh, good girl, Patchouli. She comes in and steals my chair. And yeah, for anyone curious, These are my 32X versions of Doom. Both the US and the Japanese one. They are identical. Don't buy both like I did. I just bought them because they were relatively inexpensive. Or the Japanese one, I mean. I was going to have a copy of 32X Doom regardless. But the Japanese one wasn't very expensive. I think it cost me like 30 bucks. 30 or 35. It's more than the US one, but it's still pretty affordable. And the Super 32X labeling is always really cool. So, it's pretty neat. I mean, Austin, I think the base Genesis hardware wouldn't have been able to handle a good playable version of the game. I mean, John Romero has been quoted saying, like, they had a hard enough time getting the game to run well enough on 32X, and Jaguar, for that matter. So just doing it on a base Genesis, well, I'm sure it's entirely possible. It would just run terribly. Or it would need, like what the Super Nintendo version had, use a special chip to help it along. So, but yeah. Does Doom have a Sega CD32X version? No, it does not. There are very, very few Sega CD32X games out there. And they're all full motion video games, every single one. Hey, Mike. Good evening to you too. We're wrapping up here. We beat the game. Archive will be up later tonight for anyone that wants to catch up on it. Took us about 2.5 hours to get through the game. How old is she now? I think she's about 7 or 7.5. I got her at the very end of 2014, and she was about 2 years old when I got her. It's all good, man. That's what the archive's for. I know it's not the same, but it is there if you want to see what the run was like. It was a pretty good run. She loves this. Here's everybody's favorite version of Doom. It's the 3DO version. Great box, actually. Terrible port. I have it just for the collection, and I paid way too much for it. Man, the screenshots look so good, too. And this is what the Japanese Doom 64 looks like. Interesting box. You want some Doom 64? Sega had a hard time porting MK over. Cut quite a bit out of those. Well, that wasn't Sega doing those ports. That was can't remember if it was Probe. Sculptured Software, I think, did the Super Nintendo one. I think Probe did the Genesis versions. Yeah, and those could have been better. Those definitely could have been better. But looking forward to playing Doom 64 again, yeah. Can we see your Jag Doom? Sure, James. Ugh. go. There's Jag Doom. I actually haven't been asked that question much. I've been asked if I'm looking forward to it, but no one's actually asked me yet if I pre-ordered it. And the answer is yes, I did. On PC. Sculpture did MK3 on Genesis, did they? Goddamn liberal arts guy. So here's the North American version. Good cover. And then here's the European one. An even better cover. Because it doesn't have the white on the top. $3DOs, I mean, if you wanted to, I'm gonna guess, Joseph, you want a 3DO because you just like game consoles and you like learning about them and you like experiencing the various games that are on them. Before Carlos asks, here's your Super Nintendo Doom. And the 3DO actually has quite a few fun games on it. It's a good, solid little system. Definitely recommend trying it if you're just generally curious about, you know, games. The 3DO version sucks because it was completely mismanaged by people who don't know how developing video games works, and they only gave the developer a very, 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 very short amount of time to work on the game, and thus it had to be rushed out the door. Very, very, very poorly optimized. So the game runs at like 5 frames per second. It's really bad. And the controls are sluggish. Like some of these other versions of Doom, they have low frame rates, but their controls are still snappy, so they're still quite playable. 3DO Doom is neither of those. It's neither a smooth frame rate, and it's neither snappy controls. It's the worst of both worlds. She likes belly rubs. She likes belly rubs. Good girl. Good girl, Patchouli. Yeah. I got your foot. Are you gonna go into battle mode? We'll go into battle mode if I play with her feet. Are you stuck? There she. Are you stuck, Patchouli? Here, hold on. Let me check you. Are you stuck? I think you're stuck. Okay, you're good. You're good. Are you good? No. Okay, yeah, she was stuck. Okay. She's got sharp claws. Oh yeah, Primal Rage. Yeah, Primal Rage 3DO is still pretty good. It's yeah, I would rate it PC, Saturn, PS1, then 3DO. Like, it doesn't have as large a sprites as the 3DO and Saturn versions, or sorry, Saturn and PS1 versions, but they still animate decently, and it still plays really well as long as you have like a 6-button controller. The 3DO version, Girl Geek. I mean, technically Super Nintendo version as well, but that one's at least playable. Yeah, careful, she's got a Berserk power-up. She's looking at me. She's like nicely saying, "Would you please stop petting me there?" Arr. You're such a goofball. You're such a goofy girl. She's not in a fighting mood right now. Good girl. She's such a good girl. Yeah, she is. You're shedding like crazy, though. Austin, what I might recommend trying is the Midway Arcade Treasures version on PS2 or Xbox. Yeah, I would recommend trying that. I would say that's better than Saturn or PS1 because you don't have load times. The animation's a lot better. Although the only downside to it is that it's based on the last code update in the for Arcade Primal Rage. So you can do fireballs or projectiles more like a Street Fighter game, whereas in the original Primal Rage code you had to hold down the buttons then do the motion. In the updated code you could still do that, but you can also do the motion then the button press. Because a lot of people struggled with that original control scheme for some reason, which was weird. I liked it. Primal Rage is still one of my favorite fighting games, the original one. It's got a good combo system, tons of moves, high jumps, low jumps, fast jumps. It's good stuff, but you have to know how to play the game. A lot of people that play Primal Rage, they just button mash, and they're like, "This game's dumb. I don't want to use my head when I play this game. I just want to mash buttons." Yeah, the PS1 version's missing a lot of animation frames. That's the big problem with it. But it still plays really well. Yeah, well, the thing, Mike, is I think as a kid you wouldn't have noticed the unoptimized games as much because a lot of stuff was unoptimized back then, like 32X stuff, Jaguar stuff, a lot of early PS1 stuff, a lot of early Saturn stuff. Even like Super Nintendo FX games, Star Fox, Stunt Race, Vortex, they all run really choppy. But we loved them, some of them. So I think if you had a 3DO back then, you probably wouldn't have cared that much, or you probably wouldn't have even noticed. I know for me personally, I didn't really notice frame rate issues and stuff like that. Or at least it didn't really start to bother me until I got a little bit older. When I had access to more games that actually ran smooth. So like my first experience with 3D was Star Fox, and then Vortex, and then Stunt Race FX. Vortex and Stunt Race in particular run really, really poorly. But I still played them a lot. And then Doom on Super Nintendo. Absolutely loved it. It wasn't until much later that I realized, the frame rate would hinder my enjoyment so much. But, when you were a kid, you didn't really know any better. Especially as a lot of this stuff was brand new at the time. Doom on Super Nintendo was my first-person shooter that I really played a lot. Outside of playing Wolfenstein 3D on a friend's PC. Hindsight's 20/20. What are you talking about, Girl Geek? A particular game? Like, which game were you talking about? Are you talking about just consoles across the board, like in general, or what? If it's in general, my answer to that's going to be it depends on the game. Just in general? Yeah, it just depends on the game. I mean, so Neo Geo CD, every single game has a long load sequence at the very beginning. Alright, see you, Ron. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. But yeah, Neo Geo CD has a long load sequence for every game, but a lot of games have no loading after that. So, technically, does it load long or does it load fast? Because after the one long load sequence, there's no loading again. Like Viewpoint is one of those games. But then PS1, Saturn, 3DO, yeah, it's all dependent on the game. It's always dependent on the game. I would say Saturn games with the RAM cartridge usually loaded the fastest, though. Like the fighting games, Street Fighter 03, Marvel vs. Street Fighter, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, they load almost instantly. So that's really cool. But I mean, there are lots of PS1 games that load almost instantly too. Like as far as fighting games are concerned, like Tekken 3 like barely has any load times. Same with Guilty Gear. Yeah, no, that happens, Girl Geek. Yeah, absolutely. The later fighting games do that, like King of Fighters 99, 98, which is why it's not recommended you play those games on Neo Geo CD. Unless you're playing with a friend, you're in versus mode, you're picking the same level every time and the same character sets. Or you're not even doing the tag team mode, you're just doing literally 1v1 and picking the same characters over and over. Then all the data is still loaded into memory and there's no load times. Alright, see you, Carlos. But yeah, the other thing is, Mike, about 3DO is that it's got over like 300 games for it. So you would have definitely found some stuff that was really cool back in the day. And there's probably a lot of stuff out there that that might still actually be cool that you might not have actually bothered to look into or have heard about. So, but yeah, I mean, I don't go out and tell people, oh yeah, everyone should buy a 3DO. But if you're really interested in consoles from that era, it's definitely worth looking into. Especially as an adult with disposable income, it's, you know, doesn't hurt the wallet too much. Alright, see you, Office. Office doesn't like talking time with Cat. With Cat. She had a serious case of the eye boogers on her right eye, so I just got it out. There you go. I don't know why she gets them. Hey yo, Boston Burf. Oh, that's not cool, man. Not cool at all, Office. You don't like cats? Well, I don't like 100% completionists. And everybody should like cats. Especially this cat. She's got quite the personality. She's a good kitty. She's really got quite the personality. Only 14 more days. 14 more days, guys. Yours always steals your chair. She steals mine too. I love both, you know? The only reason I don't have never had a dog is because, you know, they're more work than cats are. You have to take them for walks multiple times a day. And if you don't want them crapping everywhere, some people have to leave their dogs in cages when they're at work, and I don't like the idea of that. You know, if in the future I have a family or something, maybe I would consider getting a dog and mixing things up. But I've always had cats for my whole life, so, and they're good companions. I mean, some people just aren't really open to having animals or pets in general, or if they do, they don't really give them a whole lot of attention. But our cats have always been like family. And Patchouli definitely acts like family. Hey, Phoenix. Pretty sure to be a calico, you have to have personality. Well, I mean, the calico is just, it's not a breed type or anything. It's just a coat. It's just a term for the spots. You know, that's it. The breed is more like, you know, domestic short hair. She has a tabby mixture. She's got stripes in the back as well. I think they call her American domestic short hair, and that's the breed. Calico is just, you know, it's just their pattern, their coat. Although some people say that calicos are very loud in general, I think that's just a coincidence thing. But she is definitely very loud. But I mean, when the thing about her is that when she's hanging out with me, she's really quiet. When she's not hanging out with me, she's loud because she likes to beg for attention. Oh, your cat lays in bed on your arm? Nice. She'll sometimes lay in bed on my legs. You've always heard that calicos and tortoiseshells are both very large personalities from their owners. That's interesting. Yeah, I mean, they call her, the vet calls her a tortoiseshell. You could probably use the names, like, interchangeably. But man, yeah, she's got a personality, alright. I think she actually likes how that feels. She likes hard objects going along her backside. Alright guys, well I should get out of here. I want to get some food. I'm getting hungry again. Let's say bye, Patchouli. So thanks everybody for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Thanks again to the people that did super chats and whatnot. Looks like Jeff Smith was the only one. Thanks a lot, Jeff, for that. If you're still out there, or if you're not, whatever. But thanks again. Shout outs to MacX, along with Michael Tyler for the Patreon stuff. Really appreciate it, guys. Shout out to Girl Geek for resubbing on Twitch earlier today. I appreciate that. I don't do Twitch slides here on YouTube, but I'll give her a shout out since she's here. And yeah, thanks Society once again for the super chat on the Halo stream, and then I'll get Jeff's name updated for the next stream. I will be posting a new Let's Play this week. I'm trying to get Let's Plays posted on at least a weekly basis. I might start to cut back on the live streams and do more Let's Plays, but I'm not sure yet. I have to think about it some more. Just waiting for my schedule to change at work before I start making major changes on my YouTube channel. Sorry. Yeah, good night, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Much appreciated. All the super chatters and whatnot, and thank you guys all tonight that tuned in. We had a really good showing tonight, so yeah, fun times. So yeah, archives should hopefully be posted in a few hours, and so check that out if you want to watch the rest of the playthrough that you missed. So, but alrighty, guys, that's it from Patchouli and I. Have yourselves a fantastic day or night wherever you are in the world, and until the next one, take it easy.